Hey, it's the New Year's special of the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. Happy New Year, GT.
Hey, Happy New Year to you too, Wild Joe. I hope you have a successful year this year, just like last year.
Yeah, 2018 was big for us. We started the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast, added that onto what we've already been doing with the GT's Comedy Jam shows. We had a lot of fun shows and so many amazing comics coming through in 2018. So I can't wait to keep it going in 2019.
Yeah, we had over 20 episodes out every week. You've been doing a great job putting it out religiously every week. I'm really impressed how you've been on top of the game.
Thank you. Yeah, I am the one who's doing the editing in the end for the most part. So, yeah, I try to keep it on schedule. We come out every Wednesday at midnight, which is really Tuesday night, and I think they do Eastern time. So I believe it comes out California time like Tuesday at 9 p.m. So I try to schedule at the same time every week so our listeners can rely on us.
Yeah, we have a show coming up February 24th.
January.
January 24th. It's coming. It's going to be at the Liquid Zoo. And then we have another one January 30th at Universal Bar and Grill. And then we have another one February 9th at Schoonerville in Canoga Park.
Yes, these are all in the LA area. Basically, they're all in the Valley, pretty much. So anyone in LA, they start at 8 o'clock. Come on out, bring your friends. It's a $10 cover charge. You can see us live and meet all the comics, talk to us, say hello. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, we started off, GT's Comedy Jam started off, believe it or not, just around the time we started dating. In 2016, I had a show at the Las Champas restaurant on Washington Boulevard in City of Commerce. And it was way out there. It was like almost an hour drive for some comedians. And it was at some Mexican restaurant. And they closed down. And then after that, we went to another restaurant, and that one was on Beverly Boulevard, and I forgot the name of that place. But anyways, we've been at it for a long time, and then we went to the Lotus Lounge, which is in East Hollywood. We were there for almost a year, and then now we've been in North Hollywood.
What about that karaoke place? They also shut down, where that guy tried to bring in his food from outside and they got mad at him.
Yeah, I forgot the place. I forgot what was the place called. But anyways, I have to look it up.
Yeah, it's hard keeping a restaurant or a bar in business. A lot of the places are shutting down if they don't get enough customers. That's why we try to make sure that the comics at least have some fans that they can bring to the show. So we have an audience, plus the comics are there themselves. We usually have 12 comics on every show. And we pull out little snippets of interviews and certain comics that we put on our Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. But if you come to the live show, you get to see them all 12 at once. And we also have been making some plans with a band. Our last show, there was a band called Module. They're a Latino band, but they cover pretty much 80s rock. So they were a lot of fun, and our next two shows we're doing with them.
Yeah, they're going to be opening up the show at 8 o'clock and be off the stage before 9. GT's Comedy Jam is going to be starting after 9 p.m. from now on. And basically, GT's Comedy Jam is going to be surrounded by music for the next 3 shows for sure.
Yeah, they had a lot of fans. They had a lot of groupies, sexy girls wearing mini skirts and thigh-high high-heeled boots. So that's something different that we don't usually get at comedy shows or groupies. Not same kind of groupies that we get at comedy shows.
Yeah. There was one girl there. She was wearing a short mini skirt, and I could see her butt cheeks from the back.
Wow, you were really looking.
Yeah. You can tell she was kind of like, she had that Sarah Palin glasses and the short mini skirt, but I overheard her talking that she's got like a bunch of kids at home.
Oh, wow. On those nights, GT, that I say I'm going out to do open mics, how do you know I'm not putting on my short miniskirt and showing my ass cheeks and going out and talking about my kids?
I figured you'll be doing something like that.
But no, we only have one kid, so that was another big accomplishment. 2018, we raised a baby. We raised a whole baby. Now she's 1, and she's on her own.
Yeah. She took like 6 to 7 steps. It was sort of like backward and sideward steps. So I call it as steps. And she stands up and watches cartoons and amazing. She's like a very beautiful kid. Can you imagine me and you got together, made this pretty little baby? You wouldn't have thought that, huh?
Well, I would think that I would have a pretty baby, but yeah, you're really lucky you got with me because your baby got to come out pretty. It probably wouldn't have happened with any other girl.
I don't know. I have I think I was pretty cute little baby when I was small. You saw my picture. You know how cute I was. Almost same thing as the little Phaedra.
That is true. I don't know what happened, but you were very cute as a baby, GT. I'll give you that. I mean, people look at the picture of you as a baby. They don't even know it was you. They think it was actually Phaedra. You looked a lot like her.
Yeah, I had that. When I was a baby, I was very cute and very adorable, and everybody wanted to hug me and kiss me. I remember there's a little old man used to, like in their 50s or 60s, want to hug me, and they had that little they weren't shaved, and they would like scratch me like cactus on my face. I was like, I used to cry. I'm like, stop kissing me. And now I always shave. I shave every day just so I won't be the same way towards my kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, your mom told me a funny story. I don't know if there was a language barrier, but she told me the story about your uncle was changing your diaper and then you peed in his face and he was drinking your piss and saying, tastes like champagne.
Yeah. I pissed. My uncle was like raising me up high in front of him, and I urinated him, urinated all over his face like I'm urinating on a tree or something.
Anyway, well, I'm gonna make sure to keep a diaper on any babies that are in my face. But some people, what's it called? Golden showers. Some people like to get pissed on. So I guess that's your uncle's thing. He said it tasted like champagne.
I don't think my uncle liked my piss. I don't know where my mom got my idea. I think I remember. For some reason, I remember that. And even though I was a little baby, I remember it. I don't think he liked it. He was kind of pissed off, like, ah!
I don't think you can remember as a little baby. But anyway, yeah, we had a good time last night. We had a big party at the house, and all the people were there drinking champagne, toasting, and GT decided to cut out early without saying goodbye to anyone.
Yeah, I've been changing, I don't want, I just like to just cut out and not say bye to people and just let the party keep going on. I don't like to say bye, people, bye, 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 bye. I just like, let the party roll. Let it roll,
Maybe if you would have taken a nap before the party, you would have been in better shape to keep up with all the kids and the old people.
It was amazing. You guys just kept on partying. You and Phaedra just like, I wake up, I look, I try to hear what's going on, and you guys are still freaking got even worse. The party got even worse. You guys are probably like dancing or something. I'm all like, wow. Wow. Phaedra is just like my little sister. She won't go to sleep. She keeps partying. Probably, you know what? The, I think Phaedra is gonna be just like my little sister. She's gonna be partying, and wait till she starts school. She's gonna start inviting her friends, and it's gonna be going on nonstop. And before I know it, I don't know, cops gonna be coming by and knocking on our door. The music is too loud, and Phaedra's gonna come out, tell the cops to go get a life, and all that.
Well, actually, that was our second party of the day. We did a baby party earlier in the day, called New Year's in London, where we toasted at 4 p.m., which was in London midnight. So Phaedra actually was partying all day, but we took a nice long nap in between the two parties so that we would have energy.
You know what? Just to think of it, you guys are party animals. You guys partied before the party, and then you guys came and took a nap, a long 5-hour nap, and then woke up, started partying again, and now you guys are thinking of going partying somewhere else.
Yeah, is there a post New Year's Eve? Is there a New Year's Day party? I don't know.
I'm surprised you guys didn't wake up early in the morning and run to that Rose Parade.
Where's that?
Pasadena. It's totally unlike you guys. I thought you would have been there by now, waving your hand at people. Like, hey, let me jump on one of the floats. And, hey, I think you guys your ratings would have gone up with you and Phaedra, waving at people. And I'm sure everybody would have watched the Rose Parade and ratings would have gone up.
Well, maybe next year. So, yeah, it's going to be a big year, 2019. Do you have any special New Year's resolutions, GT?
My New Year's resolution is to have a hit song out by the end of the year.
Oh, God. That means I have to listen to it over and over and over again.
Well, I'm the type of person that likes to listen, actually, I like to listen to my songs over and over, and because it's sort of like a high, It's for me making music, listening to my music. I like my music, and every time I listen to it, it's like a high. It's like a drug.
Wow. All right, well, so I'm going to invest in some earplugs this year, and maybe GT should invest in some headphones because, man, I've heard the same song a billion times. I don't think GT has ever played any song that isn't written and sung by himself. As soon as I hear any music coming from him, I know it's his song, and if I don't recognize it, it's some song from the past that he's like, oh, have you heard this one? He's his own biggest fan, which I guess you do have to have confidence. And GT has plenty of confidence in himself, so good luck with your hit song, GT.
Yeah, I have a new song out called Mamacita. That song, I think it's got a lot of potential. You know, it's charting as high as number 9 actually in the Innuendos record pool in Latino Innuendos USA in New York, which is it's a huge accomplishment. You know what I mean? I put out music too, and I do comedy, but my music, it's easier for me to really get recognized by the establishment, and they seem to accept me a lot more quicker. But it's actually, when you see something charting, when you put something out there and you see charting without any push, for me it was like a high. It was like, hey, I see stuff happen. I'm in my 40s, but people don't know, but I'm still pushing it out, and I sound good, and whatever, just if people like it. I know you're not really a big fan of my music, but hey, DJs are playing it and it's charting, and they're loving it, and I see feedback coming in from Spain, Australia, and I got nothing but positive remarks. Sometimes I put out stuff and I get negative remarks, but when you put out something that's getting positive, saying, "Hey, I'm on this track all the way," and you get like, "Wow," and this song just arrived. But I also love doing comedy. Comedy is sort of like something that uh, it's edgy and it's raw. I'm very raw, very edgy. My cousin the other day was at a bar in on Ventura Boulevard and having some sushi called Firefly, and the bartender knew who I was. And he told my cousin, he goes, "I know GT, he's one of my favorites," and stuff like that. Told him that I'm a character, and and I always go up on stage in a beanie and stuff like that. And then my cousin came back and said, "This guy said some really good things." But at least he said some really good things. He didn't say I sucked or anything. He didn't say like this guy is an asshole. Stuff like that comes back at you. You know what I mean? If I went around being an asshole dick to people, and then they tell my cousin, he comes back and say some people think you're an asshole or you suck or you're stupid, yeah, it'll hurt my feelings, you know what I mean? Because I don't want stuff like going around like that. But when if something positive comes around, you know, about my comedy, which makes me feel good, you know what I mean? I like to go around brag about stuff like that, you know what I mean? Sometimes from promoting music, I've been promoting music all my life since my mid-20s, early 20s, and being interning for record labels and stuff like that. And people say, "Oh, why do you brag about stuff?" You need to brag about it. You need to get it out there. Or else, if you don't talk about it, if you don't tell on social media or of any success you've had, people are not really gonna know and not really jump on board. You have to go out there and let people know what's going on with the situation that you got here and here. What I have a situation here and here. Try to like propel it, or roll it. If you don't have a record label and if you don't have any agents managers promoting you, helping you out, you're basically your own self-promoter. Otherwise, the bees aren't going to do it. The birds and the bees, they're not going to pollinate. You need to pollinate.
Yeah, you have a point. If nobody else is bragging about you, you got to brag about yourself. But yeah, I just don't like listening to people brag. And it's not that I don't like your songs. Your songs are cool. It's just, if I heard it a few times, that's enough. I don't need to hear it day in and day out. And as a musician, it seems like, you'd want to listen to other musicians and get inspired and check out different music out there. But instead, you only listen to your own stuff all the time on repeat. And I personally, I don't want to listen to anything on repeat like that. But yeah, it's just a little annoying to have to live with. But yeah, you're right. Some people don't know your music, might want to hear it for the first time. I just happen to live with you, so I have to hear it a lot of times. And like I said, I'm gonna have to invest in some earplugs this year. So yeah, my New Year's resolution is to cure my tendonitis. So I've got a much more practical New Year's resolution, and it's only going to last for 4 to 6 weeks. Because, New Year's resolutions don't usually last all year anyway. Most people are only doing them for the first month of the year. Then they give up. So I'm going to wear this brace every day. I'm supposed to wear it 24 hours a day, and I usually give up after one day because it's annoying. But I'm going to wear it every day for 4 to 6 weeks. And I won't be moving my thumb that whole time. And hopefully my thumb will be cured within 6 weeks.
Yeah, it seems like that thumb started hurting the minute Phaedra was born. I mean, like, it seems like it's because of carrying her around and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's actually there's a term, the nickname for it is called mommy thumb. And I went to a doctor. They said that they did the cortisone injection, which didn't really work, and they said the next option is like a surgery type. Well, they cut it open under local anesthesia in their office, and then I guess you go home, but they cut a slice in the tendon sheath. Anyway, I don't want to do a surgery if I don't have to. So I don't even want to do one if I do have to, because it just sounds awful to have to get my tendon cut open. I don't even like needles, let alone a scalpel cutting me open. So I'm going to stick to my resolution for 4 to 6 weeks. And yeah, maybe I'll come out with a hit song too. I have a hit song, but it's not really radio friendly because it's too dirty, that I recorded at the same time as you, but that I've never played over and over, even though I like it. I just don't play it over and over, called Yoga Position 69.
Yeah, Yoga Position 69. You have a new soundtrack. You have instrumental now. And I remember the producer was laughing the whole time he was recording that thing. And I remember he was laughing like that. Oh, my God. But he was having fun. But that's an original song. Now you got an original soundtrack of instrumental, and I can't wait to hear you perform it live. I've never seen you do it live.
Well, maybe if we have a proper sound system at any of these dive bars where we could plug in the iPod and play the track at the same time, maybe we could do a couple songs before the show or to close it out, because we have those bands starting up, and maybe we should start playing a couple of our own songs.
Yeah, I always wanted. I performed at Whiskey to Roxy. I was performing Mr. Seek all the time, and we did shows all we had shows like once a month of that big venues. And it was be a bringer shows. You know how the Whiskey and the Roxy is. It's all bringers. You got to bring like 30 paying people. And you think bringer is hard? In the music industry, it's just even way worse. I seen a lot of bands just come to the music scene. Very talented bands, just as good as you two. They look good. They look great. They sound amazing, just like Coldplay or whatever. See, and they just would leave. They would leave town because it's all a bringer. You got to bring like 30, 40 people to your shows, and the record label's the only way they're going to see you if you're doing shows at the big places, and comedy is just the same.
Yeah, and even then, most of the time, record labels they're not just hanging out randomly at the Whiskey. They go there to see certain bands who already have a buzz that they've heard about through their friends. And yeah, it's easier to start off in a smaller town, build up your fan base, and then come to LA. Because once you're in LA, everybody's got a band. Everybody is a comic. Everybody is an actor or something like that, a model or trying to be famous somehow. So good luck getting those people to come to your show and be your fan. And also every famous band or comedian or anybody you want to see is coming through town. So are they going to go see you and your dumb new startup band? Or are they going to go out and see, I don't know, whoever you like, Taylor Swift or whoever is playing at the Staples Center? So, yep, LA is a super competitive place and a hard place to really build up your fan base. But we're doing it. We're doing it anyway. We got our dive bar comedy fans, and hopefully people will come see us live, because then we can meet everybody and talk face to face.
Yeah, next show is at Liquid Zoo, January 24th. Starts 8 p.m. Band Module goes on 8 p.m. And then after, they're going to be on stage until 9. And then after 9, the comedy starts. But Module is a good cover band. They do like 80s K-rock type of cover music. More like 80s K-rock, modern rock type of music. And they're I seem to be enjoying them. But you have to you definitely show up at 8 o'clock. You'll enjoy their music. And after 9, it'll be comedy.
Yeah. If you don't want to listen to a band, just come at 9. So we're doing the same thing on January 30th. Also, Universal Bar and Grill. And then February 9th at Schoonerville. So these are all in Los Angeles.
Yes, but make sure you come with money. At least $10 cover.
And buy a couple drinks too, because the bar gets mad when people are just hanging out and not buying anything. All right, you guys. Well, that's enough of us talking. Let's get into our show, our New Year's special. Hope you enjoy the show and check out some of the comics that we have, returning comics and new comics, back on the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast.
All right. Thanks a lot. Hey, guys, you need flooring because your floors got messed up during the last party. You need flooring because your dog urinated all over the place and it's all brown and stained and it's buckling and it's warping because of your dog. You were out doing comedy. No one was home. Well, log on to selectflooring.biz. Selectflooring.biz. B-I-Z. And hit them up. Call them up. Say, hey, what your situation is.
Here we are back live at the Universal Bar and Grill. I've got Caroline Langford, a regular on our show. How are you?
I'm bloody good. How are you?
I'm good. Your curls are very, springy today. I love it.
Well, aren't they always springy? Or is today more springy than other days?
They're more perfectly springy today than any other day. So, I'm sure people have compared you to Little Orphan Annie.
Actually, that one not. I've been told I look like Glenn Close in Fatal Attraction.
Well,
Remember that movie? So I just need a white dress and a knife. And then, I look exactly like her. That's so I've been told.
you need that rabbit boiling.
Yes, I need to boil a rabbit, which I don't know if I could do that. That's really, for me, that would be challenging, boiling rabbits.
Well, Glenn Close she's an attractive lady, but I wouldn't really want to be compared to her in Fatal Attraction, a little psycho.
Well, how do you know I'm not a little psycho?
That's what I'm saying. They're looking deeper into your eyes than you really wanted them to. You wanted them to stop at the curls and call you Little Orphan Annie. So what's up, GT? How you feeling tonight?
Kind of stressed out because we got delayed for 1 hour. So, and I'm just letting all the comedians know. Plus, we have to record the podcast and all that crap. Booking a show is not easy. Sometimes things didn't go right.
But you do it so well, don't you, GT? Every time.
Oh, she slipped in a compliment.
Yeah, Caroline Langford has always been there for me and always showed up. And she's got fans that come out and see her. She's amazing.
Aw.
Lovely. He's lovely. I mean, I know he's your husband, but he is lovely.
That's a very British thing to say. Lovely. I actually got that compliment once from Russell Brand. He said, "Oh, you were lovely." I was so happy.
That is definitely a compliment.
He called me a lovely woman, which I never liked being called a woman before. I always wanted to be a girl for 30, 40 years. And then you got to...
Let me tell you something. Now I've got to this ancient age. In life, there are women and there are girls. And there are women that can be women at 18. We know them. We've seen girls like that. They're women. And then there's people like me and you will always be girls. We're good. Can you know the difference? Woman is mature and serious. A girl just likes to have fun. And I'm still having fun even at this age.
Aw. Girls just want to have fun. That's great.
Listen, I've managed it. And my thing is, for life, I intend to have fun every single day, and I do. I make sure of it. A day without fun is not worth living. That's what I think.
I like to have fun, too. And woman is not a bad word, it kind of had a negative sound to it, but I had to get used to it because, as a feminist or just somebody who cares about women's rights, you can't say, oh, woman. It sounds old or it sounds, I don't know.
Oh, no, I don't think so. I think the reverse with the guys. I mean, if you tell a guy he's a boy, he's not going to like that. He wants to be a man. He wants to be a man. So you see how different it is with the guys. So you tell a guy of 30, oh, you're such a boy. That's an insult to him.
Absolutely. That's totally true.
So then why is it for us any different?
Wise words from Caroline Langford. So we are coming into 2019. Do you have any resolutions or anything like that, or any plans for the new year?
I never have resolutions. I have a resolution not to have resolutions. I don't bloody well believe in them. People make them what? Just because the date happens to be January 1st and now I'm not going to do blah, blah, blah. No. I mean, that's ridiculous. And also, how many people do you know that make resolutions? Let's speak to them in February. Are they still doing it?
Yeah, my New Year's resolution is a 4 to 6 week resolution because that's how long they usually last anyway. I have like a tendonitis. I'm going to wear my brace every day for 4 to 6 weeks.
Well, that's good. Now, look, that's something that's helpful. But, like I'm meant to, what? Not eat such and such, stop smoking? I won't. I refuse. I will do exactly what I want, and I always have.
At least you know yourself. You know yourself, and that's great. So I'm happy that you're back with us again, and all the listeners who have not heard Caroline Langford will get to hear her for the first time, hopefully, and we're looking forward to your set, get to know you better.
Oh, yes. I'll see you later then.
Thank you. Hey! Wow, I love this crowd. Somebody left their scarf up here. I think it was that sexy singer. I don't know. It's pretty tall. Anyway, so I gotta adjust this. Yeah, I saw there's some groupies in here. High heel boots, looking good, ladies. I'm Wild Joe. Welcome to GT's Comedy Jam. And the Universal Bar and Grill. Thanks for hosting this fun show tonight. We're going to have a good time. Yeah. And I want to welcome to the stage our very first comic of the night. She is a lovely lady, but she's naughty on the inside. Welcome to the stage, Caroline Langford.
What do you mean I'm naughty inside? I'm naughty on the outside as well. Yeah, that's right. Everyone good here tonight?
All right.
Yeah, you are. That's good. I tell you what I do like is documentaries. Do you guys like watching documentaries? Yeah, it's great because you learn something all the time. I mean, the other day I was watching this documentary about animals. And did you know that when animals get rabies, at the end stage, they get really horny? No, it's true. They called it hypersexuality. God, I want rabies. I really want rabies. Because then when my husband says, let me guess, you've got one of your headaches, I can say, no, darling, I've just been bitten by a dog. Let's get it on. My husband, he's a lovely guy, he really is. And this is a perfect marriage because with him, I never have to diet because he's really, really fat. And it's great because all he has to do is stand next to me, and then my friends come around, they go, Caroline, have you lost weight? You look really slim. So it works out well. I mean, he said to me once, do you think maybe I should lose a few pounds? I said, no, darling, just keep standing next to me. I have bulldogs in the house for the same reason. When people come over, I sit on the floor next to the bulldogs, and I never have to do plastic surgery because they always say, oh, your skin looks good, no wrinkles. Anyway, husband lately, he's suddenly gone on a diet. I mean, he's doing exercises and eating, I don't know what, lettuce and stuff like that. And this is not good because who's going to stand next to me, right? So I had a little talk. And I said, now, look, darling, don't take me for granted. There's a whole lot of fatties who would stand next to me, okay? I even had an email from Kim Jong-un. You know, North Korea, the guy I can't even pronounce his name. He's very interested in me. So here, have a piece of cake, darling, and with some ice cream and cream on top. Talking about cakes, you know, I keep getting invited to my friends' kids' birthday parties. I mean, they don't get it. I've finished with my kids. I don't want to come to yours. But I did. And I will admit, he was a cute little boy, I will say that. I mean, standing in front of the cake with all the candles, and he takes a deep breath and blows out all his germs and spit onto the cake. Oh yes, thank you. I'd love a piece of measles, mumps, or anything going around the neighborhood cake. You know what? We can send the cake off to Ancestry.com, get his DNA results. And later, the highlight of the party, we're all going in the pool. Me and 25 children with their unwashed bottoms. Lovely. I'm gonna really take a big mouthful of pool water, you know, because I love germs. Can't get enough of germs. I mean, I'll go straight to the ATM, you know, the keypad. I mean, everyone's touched it. They touch themselves, touch the pad. Oh, it's wonderful. So, but I'm not going to use my finger because I want to save the hepatitis till later. Instead, I'm going to use my elbow. Now, does anyone know what this is called? A weenus, that's right. And you know, it's great. I'm using my weenus, and then I'm walking around with a filthy, contaminated weenus. So of course I want to get it in my mouth. It's not easy though. It's not easy. There's a lot of people with filthy weenuses trying to get it into their mouth, and they don't have a good time with it, I tell you. But give me germs and I'm happy. My name is Caroline Langford. Thank you very much.
There's no germs on that. That is rock star sweat. So. But I will put it to this. Well, it's attached. I don't know how I'm going to put it. But, yeah. A lot of guys out there try to suck their own weenus. It's hard. Yeah, it's harder than it seems, right? Hey, ladies. You want some hot deals on sexy styles? Check out everydaysweetheart.com for everyday great deals on cute and sexy outfits. Clubwear, mini dresses, leggings, sexy lingerie. And guys, feel free to stop by too and find something hot for the girl of your dreams. That's everydaysweetheart.com. And for 10% off, use the friend code TAKE10. That's TAKE10. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, so we got another comedian here, Granison Crawford. So thanks a lot, Caroline Langford. Thank you. We have a comedian here, so let's interview him.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
Cool name. Granison?
Yeah. I gotta say this up front. Caroline was a fly lady. She just had a swag to her. I assume we're on the same episode.
Yeah, we are only booking comics that have swag and are fly on this dive bar comedy.
Good. So good. She was cool. I do comedy. Hello.
Granison. I just love your name. I might take it.
You can have it. I'll still have mine though. So as long as you're cool with us both having it, then we'll be tight.
You ever met another Granison?
I met another Granison on MySpace.
Wow.
He said that the name goes back 120 years and that every firstborn son was named Granison because they wanted to keep it in the family.
Well, son is usually it's somebody's son, you know.
Yeah. Like if you said Peter's son, it would be son of Peter, basically.
So it's a son of a granny, I guess.
Annie, yeah. So maybe I incepted myself into existence.
I don't know.
So, Granison, what city you from? Where you from?
Oh man, I grew up in Oakland. I was born in Stockton, but yeah, I got adopted and I lived in Oakland as a kid. It was dope.
I grew up in Modesto, which is not far.
I know Modesto. Look at you. All right, you're fancy. That's cool.
You got adopted when you were old enough to remember.
Yeah. I was like almost 6, so if I forgot, I'd too much weed for that 6-year-old, you know?
That's what I'm going to do with my baby. I'm thinking about putting her up for adoption when she's about 6.
Oh, yeah? Just to see what happens, or?
I don't know how much I can take. I don't know how much longer I can take it. It's been a year. It's been pretty rough.
Oh, yeah. No, it gets better and worse, you know? Just stick with it, I guess. That's my advice to any parent. Just try and stick with it, all right?
Yeah, that's good advice. But on the other hand, if you really are a bad person or a bad parent, it is probably better to put the kid in a home that you at least think is going to be better.
Yeah, if you have that foresight. Like, if you're a bad parent, but you're also like, they deserve better.
Which I think a lot of actually people that have usually it's at birth, though. I think a lot of parents, that is what they're thinking. They're like, I'm only 15 or I'm on drugs or I'm broke. I want the kid to have a good life, better than my life. And that's why they put their kid for adoption.
Yeah. I like how all of those things are the worst, and then I'm 15. That's funny. That's true, though. I mean, it's a reason.
Unless your parents want to be parents again to their grandparents.
Yeah, and then it's son of grannies happen, you know?
That's how you got your name.
That's how I got my name. It's full circle. It's great.
So this is going to be a fun show. Have you ever been to a place like this, Universal Bar and Grill, before?
I've come here before. I've had friends perform here. I had my friend Theo Manhattan. Shout out to Theo. He's performed here. He did some impersonations because he was tired of his set, which was pretty funny.
You ever tried an impersonation?
I've tried some. It's not my thing, you know.
Yeah, and I don't think it's my thing either. I can't really imagine doing impersonations. So,
is there anyone you're close to? Like, do you like almost have down?
No, I don't think. No, I never even try. I don't think I really sound like anybody. I mean, maybe Bugs Bunny or something like that.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. Bugs Bunny. I was gonna say Mickey, but Bugs for sure. Definitely in hindsight, you know.
Does Bugs Bunny even talk? Honestly, I really don't even know.
He talks all the time. He goes,
"What's up, Doc?"
Rabbit season. Or no, duck season. You remember the Daffy Duck and Bugs Bunny skit where Bugs Bunny tricked Daffy Duck into saying it was duck season and getting shot?
Wow. No, that's very clever. And cartoons used to be very violent back in the olden days, and now with the new generation, they've sugar-coated all of the lyrics. You can't even say, little bunny foo-foo hopping through the forest, snatching up the field mice and bopping them on the head. Now it's like, and kissing them on the head.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could kiss somebody to sleep. It would probably take longer.
It's like almost too pure and clean nowadays.
Yeah, I mean, we want kids to understand mortality through this little nursery rhyme. So can we bop rabbits again? Make bopping rabbits great again.
So, Granison, we are very excited to hear your set for the first time here on GT's Comedy Jam. What is your material like, and where do you draw your influence?
My material is, I like to think, clever, fun. If it had a color, I'd say it's kind of golden green, like a gradient. And my influences actually are just my friends growing up. I didn't really watch a lot of comedy growing up, and me and my friends would just walk around, and if we weren't dancing, rapping, or rapping, we would be making jokes. So that's my thing.
I wrote some pretty funny raps when I was a kid. I don't know if I was trying to be funny, but they ended up funny.
What was your favorite one?
I wrote this dirty rap about this kid down the street from me when I was like 14. Called Chris Has a Dick That I Want to Stick in Places That the Sun Don't Shine. I just wish that he were mine. Chris has a dick that I want to stick. Yeah.
You had bars as a little kid. You should just put that to a trap beat and people will understand. Like Chris has that dick. That's amazing. I'm glad that you recalled that and you went there.
Yeah, I recall a lot of these dirty poems I wrote when I was a kid.
Oh my God. I feel like I should charge you. This was like a release for you.
Yeah, therapy session. Well, that's all art is somewhat of a release. That getting to perform on stage and have people listen to whatever you're saying is cathartic.
I agree 100%, and I thank you guys for having me on the show.
Where can people find you online?
They can find me on Instagram at Granison. That's Insta Granison. You can also find me on Facebook. I'm Granison Crawford, or just Granison is my entertainer page. YouTube. Granivision is my channel. Granivision. I had it. I got it. I'll see you when I'm looking at you.
Cool. You're all over the place. Can't wait to hear your set. Thanks a lot. Okay. Let's keep this ball rolling with our next comic. I don't know if he knows he's next. His name is Granison, which is a cool name. Granison Crawford. Come on up here and make these people laugh.
Yeah! All right. Awesome. I love it. You know we're doing well when the whole bar is watching the comedy show instead of sports. Like, we're killing it up here. Give it up for all the comics that went out before. They're killing it. Every eye is directed towards the stage. No pressure. No pressure. So it's so funny that you hate old people. That's such a random thing. Also because like everybody's kind of like, wait, my grandparents are old. You know what I mean? Like that's getting up there shitting on people's grandparents.
They're gonna die, man.
They are. Wait, are you not? Is that why you hate them? You're like, yo, you're just too far gone. Yeah, all right. I'm not mad at that. You guys do weed or nah? Yeah, I do weed. It helps me be more productive. Like the other day, I took 2 showers. Wasn't like I was trying to be extra thorough. I just forgot I took the first one. So, waste of time and water. It was ridiculous. I want to know more about you two. How are you guys doing? Yeah, you guys are in the front row in the back though, because no one else is back there. You guys are good? Is it date night? Hell yeah, we're out and lonely. She has her get the fuck out of my face, hands down. It just, I don't want it. No, stop. No, it's no worries. We're just having a good time. But sometimes weed does give me Jedi mind powers. Like there was one time I was cruising along, right? I was just hi. Now, has anybody in here ever run a green light? But it's not the one you're at. This is the next one. Yeah, that was your boy that night. Cop pulled me over. He got out. He was confident. I was confused. He's like, you know why I pulled you over? It's like, I have no idea, officer. He said, well, you ran a red light back there. I said, no, I didn't. It's like, excuse me? I said, I didn't run a red light. Like, well, it was red when I went through it. And I was like, well, did you go through after me? Yeah. I said, well, that makes perfect sense then. So now I'm confident he's confused. Because he's never dealt with this level of opposition. It's cerebral, you know what I mean? So he's like, all right, okay, well, have a good night. I said, I will do, officer. I went back to being, yeah. He walked away. He came running back. He's like, are you sure you didn't run a red light back there? And I was like, yeah, man, I got no reason to lie to you, brother. I had all the reasons. I just forgot I was lying. I guess it was good I had been smoking that Skywalker OG earlier that day. Otherwise, the force would have been violently against me. Like, it would have been a real hard time. I smoked weed with my mom for the first time recently. That shit was dope. You can clap if you want. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I don't need it for my life, you know. It's not part of my career. It was cool. It was chill. We ended up watching all of the screensavers on my smart TV. Like, we ran out. Like, they started over. I was like, we went through the whole world? Like, you know how it's like lands? It was fun. It was fun. Every time something popped up, she would be like, ooh, that looks fancy. I was like, I mean, yeah. She's like, it seems expensive. I said, not from here. You know what I mean? Like, it's the best way to travel. You never have to leave home. Everybody just takes selfies in front of places anyway, right? You could just green screen the world and people would be like, man, she's been everywhere. But weed does fuck up my memory a lot. It's kind of messing with my relationships, actually. Because do you know how hard it is to find somebody in your phone when you don't remember their name? Very hard. It's very hard. If you are unsure as to answer, it's very, very hard. You guys were chilling this whole time. Did you guys get one of the sexy margaritas or whatever the drink is? Martini? It's a martini, right? A vodka martini? Italian? Was that it? Was it Italian? I'm promoting your stuff.
Italian.
Okay, cool. I just need an answer. That's all. Oh, man. Yeah, so, guys, I'm trying to change my life. I gave up beef recently. Yep. I was just never that in a confrontation. Not my thing. I like how I brought you back around, because I said I gave up beef, and my dude said, I'm like, wow, he doesn't care at all. All right, cool. Good to know. What are you, I feel like, did you play D&D when you were younger or something? You play it now? Okay, that makes sense. No, that's dope. No, that's because you had like that nerd confidence. Like you were just like, whatever. I know everything about beef. Oh, that's a light. Nice. Thank you. You guys living your lives? Hell yeah. I love that about you. Yeah, actually, it wasn't until I got to college that this white dude let me know that D&D is not something black people are supposed to be doing. Like, I didn't know, like, because those are the only people I played with. So I was like, man, we had been doing it wrong the whole time, you know? And I blew his mind when he found out that I grew up playing soccer. He's like, soccer? What kind of black person are you? I was like, I don't know. What kinds are there? I'm gonna need a list. And he's like, I just never heard of any black people playing soccer. And I'm like, oh, so you never heard of the whole world. So a lot of brothers kicking it over there. I'm Granison Crawford. You guys have been dope.
Yeah, beef, man. I just came down the 5 from Northern California. I passed a lot of cows on the freeway. You see them just roaming around eating grass. You're like, it's not so bad to be a cow. I mean, what are all these vegans complaining about? And then you pass one of the factory farms, and oh my God, the smell for miles. You could just choke and die. I mean, it made me believe that cow farts are causing global warming. I think it may be true based off that smell. That is awful.
Hey guys, you need a party tent, you need a commercial tent, you need a tent because you have no garage? Well, log on to webtentsale.com, webtentsale.com, and check out our site. This site is designed for commercial tents, party tents, and anything but camping tents. So if you need a tent because you have a party and you will need to buy it instead of renting it all the time, you're tired of throwing your money down the drain, well, go to our website, webtentsale.com, and check it out and order your tent right now. All right, look what we have here. We have Sarah Halstead. How you doing, Sarah?
Hey, GT. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me tonight.
Yeah, we got my wife here, co-host Wild Joe.
Hi.
Hi, it's nice to see you. I think we've been in a couple lineups together. It's been a long time though. I think
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, and congratulations on your beautiful baby, you guys.
Oh, you know about the baby?
You need to just make more babies. When babies are that cute, you have to just keep doing it over and over again.
We're doing it over and over and over again.
Cool. Thank you.
So, yeah, you said you knew GT from the line.
From the line at the Laugh Factory, me and this one, man, how many times were we in that line together?
Oh, probably 4 times.
Yeah, I'd say probably 4 or 5.
Yeah.
And we decided to do that line in the dead heat when it was like 101, 102 degrees in July. Nothing but hot pavement at the Laugh Factory. So that's a bonding thing.
So this is a line that you stand in to hopefully get a spot for the next week or something like that, right?
Yes, exactly. And we did, and we did, and then we would perform for the drunk crowd at 6 p.m. and we would do that every other Wednesday at Laugh Factory. And then you graduate to another spot, to like a later spot. Then you graduate to the 7 p.m., 8 p.m. baby steps.
I never had the patience to stand in that line, and I heard it was a lot of homeless people in that line. Is that true?
Yeah, you're not really sure if they're homeless or if they're comics. That happens quite often.
A lot of people are a combo, half homeless, half comic.
Yeah, or just in couch surfing for sure.
Car living.
Yeah, car living. We're all just the same. We're all just trying to create and make the same thing, comedy.
GT has this theory that homelessness has been glamorized, and that everybody has to have like their homeless story, like to have like street cred. And it's like cool now, and people are just doing it just because they just want to be cool and not live with their parents anymore. What do you think of that?
Oh well, I will switch my life with theirs, and I'll live with their parents if it's like posh and. If I could live rent-free somewhere, yeah, sure. And they want to be homeless. No, I'm not homeless, but yeah, that's really ridiculous. I'm not surprised.
You look much too clean with very perfect teeth to be homeless.
Oh well, thanks, man. I flossed today and everything. I knew you were going to be here.
Oh, what are you guys talking about?
We're talking about whether homeless people are doing it just for the street cred. That's your theory.
A lot of them, I think, they just want to live on the streets because it's a lifestyle. It's more of I think they just want to be like, that's their thing. It's like building up street cred and then becoming big in Hollywood.
Well, I mean, the good thing about being homeless is no bill.
Not all. There's some kids out there, not all. There's some kids out there, you just want to start off on the streets and then work their way up. That's their way of moving out of their house.
It's like Burning Man every day.
That's such a poser way of existence. I really hope that that's not the case. But if it is, let me know who you are, and I'll help you with some spots.
So, Sarah, this is your first time on GT's Comedy Jam, first time on Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. Can you tell us a little bit about what else you've been doing in comedy? And you said you moved on from the daytime line at the Laugh Factory. What are you doing now?
Well, now it would be nostalgic. I'm not sure that I'll ever be done with that line, but now I do their Chocolate Sunday show every once in a while. And I just graduated from 3 minutes to 6 minutes, so that's really exciting. I'm also at the Laugh Factory most Fridays in a lineup called the Shindig Show. Actually, tomorrow I'm in a lineup called D's Nuts at the Comedy Store. Did I say Laugh Factory or Comedy Store? Comedy Store. And I have a podcast called Jimmy and Sarah on the Sunset Strip, and that's filmed and recorded at the Comedy Store every Sunday at noon.
Oh, cool. Cool. You're moving on up in the world.
Am I? Okay. It feels like just like little baby steps, like Incy Bitsy Spider going up the water spout.
You were also in New York, doing some shows in New York and other cities. What happened with that?
Yeah. I'd like to be doing a lot more of that this year in 2019. But yeah, I did a couple shows, and I really want to break into that scene because I think it's just good for a comic to get a taste of both, and it just kind of rounds out the repertoire.
Not to be racist, but I've never been to the chocolate sundae show, and you're not somebody that I would picture on the chocolate sundae. You're very, very as white as it gets, blue eyes, and pale and blonde.
Pretty much. I'm apple pie from Michigan. And I don't know, for whatever reason, my comedy seems to work there. It's a very urban show, but they seem to allow me. So I just do. I'm from Flint, Michigan, and I do kind of a lot of hometown jokes. And I'm not really sure if they're laughing at me, but whatever, they're laughing, and I'm passing. So
You're doing any racial jokes?
no, not too many. No, I don't think I have. I don't think I've ever done a racial joke. That's just not really my thing. I think you have to really be very, very secure with your brand, and you have to have a very established name and brand before you can move into that territory.
I know a lot of, I don't mean racist jokes, but racial jokes in terms of like, oh, black people are like this and white people are like that. And I've noticed kind of when they have a token white person on a black show or a token brown person on a black show, that's often their shtick is like, you know, comparing blacks and whites and different races and stuff.
No, that's never really been my thing. That would take a lot of gumption. I think that, you know, you have to be really very, very established and really know the crowd before you can go into that territory. I've seen a lot of comics attempt it and bomb pretty hard. So I don't know. It's just never been my terrain.
So how long you been doing the podcast, and is it you'd film it at the Comedy Store?
Yeah, we film it at the Comedy Store, and we've been doing it for about 6 months. And before this podcast, I had one called Drinking During Business Hours. And I had a guest, Jimmy Shin, a comedian, and a booker at the Comedy Store. He was my guest, and we had really great chemistry, and we had a lot of streams. So we decided to partner and create this, and the new COO of Comedy Store invited us to be official. So it's we get a lot of comics and entertainers that have a dotted line to comedy, and they have like a downtrodden underdog story. So it's kind of thematically, it's about the underdog.
That's good. And I like your name, your podcast name.
Yeah. Oh, Jimmy and Sarah on the Sunset Strip?
That one and the last one.
Oh, Drinking During Business Hours. That was a little bit more fun because we would drink a great bottle of wine while talking about the entertainer's journey. So that was actually really popular just because of the name.
So you guys filmed in the belly room and the original room?
There's a dungeon in the Comedy Store. Not a lot of people know about it, but you know when you walk into the back entrance, you're heading toward the belly room, and if you take a left, there's actually stairs. And it leads, they call it the dungeon, and it's this beautiful studio that's renovated and just perfect for podcasting.
Wow, you're really in good. You're in good with the Comedy Store and the Laugh Factory.
Yeah, well, I'm in with the Comedy Store, but like I said, it's baby steps, and you never forget, you know, this is like very bonding, and you don't forget the people that you started out with. So, like, I have a feeling we'll be friends for a long time, and thanks for having me tonight and not forgetting about me and including me in your lineup.
For sure, Sarah. You know, sorry we had a delay today. It's like, so we're going to be starting an hour late.
Yeah, we got a band coming up that we didn't know about.
I wondered, you have some badass drums and some really cool equipment on stage, and so it's going to be like more of a talent show tonight?
Well, this band we didn't know was going to be here tonight. I don't know if you would call them talent, but it will be a show.
Awesome. Can't wait.
Cool. Can't wait to hear your set.
Yes, Sarah. Can't wait to hear your set.
Thanks, you guys, for having me.
We've got a lovely lady coming to the stage. You may have seen her at the Laugh Factory, the Comedy Store, her podcast. She's awesome and talented. Welcome up, Sarah Halstead.
Thank you. Beautiful lady with child. There's nothing more beautiful. Thank you very much for having me. Give it up one more time for the modules. One more song. One more song. One more. Oh man, it's great to be here. You know, no matter where I'm performing, you know, no matter whatever the size, the crowd, whether it be a few people or, you know, like last weekend, tens of thousands, no matter matter where, I always get butterflies. And people say, Sarah, why do you do it? Why do you put yourself through it? Why do you do comedy? And I tell them it's better than cutting. But then I get up here and I think, is it? Is it? But I'm feeling good. I'm having a good day because I woke up early this morning, first thing, and I went to the gym and I took a class. And I was keeping up with the instructor. I was hardly out of breath. And then afterwards, I found out the class was called Silver Sneakers. I mean, everyone in class was old, but I thought it was just because it was a 6 a.m. slot. I mean, who else is up that early unless you're brooding over a lifetime of mistakes? Speaking of mistakes, I'm a divorcee. For those of you who are not divorced, you will be. But I'm finally in a relationship post my divorce, and before now, the only person acquainted with my vagina was my spray tan technician. So it's good. It's good. I dated all kinds of men, mainly men from the Midwest, so I wouldn't have to talk about my feelings. That's how that works. I'm from Michigan. And thanks, man. Yeah, we want to talk about the weather, the Detroit Lions, and what's for supper. We're nice, we're non-confrontational, and we get shit done through passive aggression. I was the girl who would break up with you, then give you the best blowjob you ever had because I don't want any hard feelings. Woo! I just want you to like me. My boyfriend and I were trying to have a baby. He just doesn't know it yet. He took me to Outback Steakhouse the other night for dinner, and he told me I was the hottest woman in the room. But then he had to ruin it with, and you're really nice. What's up with that backhanded compliment? Who wants to be nice? It's all about being hot, all right? Have you seen the female comics as of late? They look like they just stepped out of a Maxim magazine Hot 100 list. You know, I'm not going to tell you my age, all right? Let's just say that I know every single lyric to every single song to Van Halen's 5150 album. You get it? I'm like, it's hard to compete, you know? And now, like, the producers of my shows, they're finding photos of me from, like, 10 years ago to use for the flyers. And then they're putting 10 filters on top of that so my face is all fuzzy, you know? Like Ingrid Bergman in Casablanca. Remember how she had that fuzzy face? I am an actress. I had heard Hollywood needed more of those. You may recognize me. I star in all those true crime reenactment shows. Well, that's what happens when you don't blow Harvey Weinstein. You end up on ID. People who watch ID are called ID addicts. Actors who star are called desperate for work. You know, the pickings get slim when you're an older actor. Yeah, I remember the days when I used to book a beautiful young ingenue. And now I'm booking former town beauty whose best days are behind her. Or like the role of, remember Love Actually? Remember how everything worked out for everyone except for Karen? Those are the roles I book. I'm a Thompson's character, the jilted wife who no one wants. Yes. I knew I was getting older when I had to pay for my cocaine. That was the indicator there. I love cocaine. Just thinking about it makes me want to go have a bowel movement. But I won't pay for it. It's an insult, okay? I will not pay for my cocaine. Do you know who I am? Soccer moms who kill. Stepford wife who snaps. I once stabbed 7 men in the head with scissors and burned them alive in a barrel in my backyard. I am not paying for my cocaine. All right? People think I want any problems, you know? they think, like my looks have always represented something, my, let's face it, Hitler would have been conflicted with me. I'm a Jew, but he would have been conflicted. I'd be on my way to the gas chamber, and he'd take one look at me and say, you know what, you can go back to the main house and do the dishes. Hottie. No, I have problems, man. I had to fill out a life insurance policy the other day, and the agent so eloquently conveyed that if I were to take my life, the contract is voided. But I would never do that. I would never do that to my dependents, my cat. But if I were to take my life, I would stage it like I'm a hero. I would jump into a burning building full of children. No one would ever know I had no intention of saving those kids.
LA residents, are you tired of slippery floors? Are you afraid you might slip on your tile? Well, check out tightgripla.com. It's a local business coming out, surveying your floors, and treating it with a non-slip solution, a semi-permanent non-slip solution that will keep your floors safe, whether in the rain outdoors or indoors in the kitchen or bathroom areas that sometimes get wet and very slippery. So if you want safer floors and to not get injured while you're just walking around, check out tightgripla.com.
All right, we got Iglesias. No, Enriquez.
It's not Enrique Iglesias.
Okay, we got Enrique.
It's not Enrique.
Okay, hold on. We got Elliot Enriquez.
Very confusing. He's got like Enrique Iglesias all in one name in his last name.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I get that a lot. I think what was interesting for people there is they were hearing Enriquez and they were expecting a Mexican name, and then you hit him with Elliot. And they were like, who is this guy? And it's probably just a lot of people wondering what I look like. If I give you a brief description, I'm white. I'm white as fuck. The name is just something I got from my dad. Lucky enough.
Is your dad Latino?
Yeah, my dad's Latino. His dad was an anchor baby for his parents. Worked on the railroads. My great grandpa. It's really kind of an idyllic all-American story. Here I am wasting my dad's hard work doing comedy.
I think my grandpa or great grandpa worked on the railroads too, out in like Oklahoma or someplace.
Railroads where it's at. Those union jobs. That's where it's at. That's what it's all about.
So, how long you been doing comedy?
Oh man, I've been performing, since a young age, like all of us. No, I started doing comedy when I was probably like a teenager, and then really got serious about it about 2 years ago. So now I've started doing open mics and trying to work on my career and stuff. So, about 2 years. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun, eye-opening, a lot of self-exploration through comedy. I'm sure you guys know about that.
So when you're a teenager, you can't really do open mics. What did you do as a teenager, you mean?
Well, it's funny. There's all these like theater companies that run these rackets where they just charge, theater kids' parents a lot of money to do random workshops on the weekend. So this lady would, hold a comedy workshop and hire comedians from the New York City to come down to where my family lived in Connecticut and do a workshop. And so I did, a couple stand-up workshops when I was a teenager. And then I kind of always knew that's what I wanted to do, but it wasn't until I got older and that I really had the opportunity to do it. So it's been fun, yeah.
Would you still use any of your teenage jokes on stage now?
I've tried. I've actually tried. There's a lot of them that I'm very much married to because I've been a genius my whole life. It's not a new thing. So really that material's gold. I don't know if the world's ready for it yet. So that's kind of just the problem there,
Elliot Enriquez, humble as fuck.
So what's your comedy like? What do you talk about usually?
I'm a casual guy. I talk about my life. I talk about, things that actually happen to me. I think all good comedy comes from truth. And I think the more pathetic your life is, the more funny you can be on stage. So it just, I got a lot of opportunity. So that's going well for me. Yeah.
Yeah. My brother actually was saying like all the comics have to have a horrible childhood and a lot of pain in their life. And I'm like, well, everybody has some type of pain in their life. Like, I don't think you have to really suffer and have it be that bad to be funny. What do you think?
You know, I had it really hard growing up in my almost completely white neighborhood with really good schools, and I didn't get to experience any trauma. So as an artist, there's not a lot for me to go on, and so I kind of have to self-realize that trauma and really be in the moment as an artist, which is tough. Coming from a privileged life, it really hinders you as an artist. So it's a tough path I've taken, and I hope the audience understands that too.
Honestly, though, I don't think you need a lot of trauma to experience angst and misery. I have a 1-year-old baby who is crying like 2 hours a day, like her liver is being chopped out with no anesthesia or something, and nothing is wrong in her life. So people can just feel miserable for absolutely no reason from the time they're born.
The thing about children, they're wise. They know something we don't know. We grow out of it. We become numb to the pain of the world. But I think they're born with an inherent concept of it. To be the mind of a 2-month-old. Congratulations, by the way. How old did you say your kid was?
Well, now she's over 1. She just turned 1 last month.
Awesome. Babies they're fun. They're great. Yeah.
I could tell you started to have a glow when you started thinking about babies.
Yeah, babies could get really crazy. They keep crying nonstop. You have any babies?
No, God, thank God not. I'm dating a Mexican girl, so her grandparents are constantly asking when she's going to be pregnant, despite the lack of wedlock and all that. They just want their women to be baby pumping machines. So they're really on the board about me getting my girlfriend pregnant, but that is not going to happen. I got a few rules for pregnancy. I need to be making more than 6 figures a year to have a child. And I think that's a good standard for like everyone these days. If you're not making that threshold, don't ruin a kid's life by bringing them into it, because that life's going to suck. Not going to be able to, it's going to be a struggle.
Have you seen that movie, Idiocracy?
Idiocracy, yeah, it's a great movie. Great movie. Mike Judge, great movie.
It's pretty funny. In the beginning, they have like the people like you that are like making smart decisions, and they end up never having kids. And then the idiots that are just like, oh, who cares how much money we have? And then just the dumbasses are having like 25 kids each.
Yeah, it's interesting because on the cusp of logic, I guess, is the downfall of man. Logically, I shouldn't have kids, but I have to keep our species going. I should have kids. But I think that's the inherent flaw of people, is that we all think we're more important than we are. We're just monkeys on a rock that got too smart for our own good, really, at the end of the day.
Oh, but you're a genius, so you really should pass on those genes.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, I guess it sounds like I have a superiority complex when you say that, which I do, but it's different because my superiority complex is the sense that like we all suck, right? We're all just monkeys on a rock that are too smart for our own good. Everyone sucks shit. Like we're no one's special, right? Most people don't know that, so they're blindly thinking that there's something important about themselves. I know that I suck, so my superiority is in my lack of superiority. I know that we're nothing, so therefore I know I'm better because I know that.
So deep. It's like a conundrum inside a conundrum.
That's what podcasts are for? I don't know. I watch them on the internet. It's always just a couple guys, and one guy's like, "Oh, I was watching this thing on the YouTube, and this guy was talking, and this politician. You can't believe these politicians." Then another guy's like, "Yeah, I was listening to that too. It was pretty crazy. It's just a couple people chatting, right?"
Yeah, my brother listens to a lot of podcasts, so I ended up listening to a few on the way home from Christmas, and I feel like it's just people that want to have somebody keeping them company, just listening to conversations, and hopefully good conversations, maybe better than your friends, boring ass conversations, and just keeping people company on the drive or whatever you're doing.
I miss talk radio. That was like, I grew up on talk radio. That was the best. I mean, Elvis Duran and the Z Morning Zoo, all those morning shows you used to listen to on your way to work and school back in the day, those were prime. That's a whole industry. It's almost gone.
So, what is it about comedy that attracted you to do comedy? What is it? Were you going through some hard times in life, or did you have like dysfunctional childhood?
You already said you had a perfect childhood. Were you the class clown or what?
No, yeah, I'm an attention whore, and stand-up was one of the only ways that I could not only be on stage by myself but also talk about myself. And I, feel that, that people should hear what I have to say because it's pretty interesting, pretty much.
Well, we look forward to hearing what you have to say here on the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast. We look forward to hearing your set for the first time. And where can people find you online?
Well, you can always find me online at elliotcomedy.com. That's Elliot with 2 L's and 2 T's, ELLIOTT, comedy.com. And then you can also find me, you can get links to all my shows. I post them on Instagram, also at Elliot Comedy. And so, yeah, check me out. I'm all over social media. We're having a good time, guys. We're having fun in dive bars. We're just doing our thing here in L.A.
All right. Thanks a lot, Elliot Enriquez. Really appreciate you dropping by and coming through, man.
Cool.
More than happy to be here. This, just so you guys know, was my first public appearance off the stage, my first media, if you will, my first press event. So really enjoyed it. You guys were great.
Oh, I'm the media now. Thanks a lot. Our next person's name reminds me of Enrique Iglesias, who I actually met Enrique Iglesias one time when I was in Spain, and I asked him for a selfie. He told me no. I said, you gave that other girl a selfie. That's not fair. He goes, my girlfriend won't like it. She'll get jealous. His girlfriend, that hot blonde tennis player, Anna Kournikova, I think they're married now. So anyway, it did happen. I have no evidence, which is how most of the good things in life are. But this next guy, he's very funny. His name is Elliot Enriquez. Give him a hand.
You guys are not expecting. She's talking about Enrique Iglesias, this white guy that's up here. Fascinating. With props, too. How's everybody doing out there? That band was pretty fucking epic. I did not expect that. I was kicking it back there. Good times. I'm trying to be more body positive, guys. I'm trying to be more body positive. I'm trying to think about things with my body. I always start going to the gym in December. I like to start a month early before everyone else, and before all the other fat people show up at the gym on January 1st. That way, I get a couple weeks on them. I start to develop relationships with the trainers, the people that you stand in with when you walk in. I walk in, I'm like, Ricky, what's up? That by the time January 1st rolls around, all the other fat people are like, oh man, look at him. He goes here. What an inspiration. I wonder how much weight he's already lost. The whole scam about it is that by the time February rolls around, I just fade away with all the other fat people. And it's I've left my impression, I just get it and I get out. But I'm trying to be more body positive. There are things that I do like about my body. For example, when I sit down, I have about a 3-inch overhang of fat right here. I like to call my cubby. For those of you who didn't go to elementary school, a cubby is where you store things. Yes! There we go. Yeah, I like to store things in my cubby. It's great. It's awesome. I'm a douchebag. I have a vape. I got one of those. Awesome. I'll just be sitting around, put it in there, stored, gone. Easy, simple. It's like a magic show. But the thing about the cubby is that you use it all the time. You forget things are in there, and you'll just be like I go to restaurants, right? If you have a napkin, you always drop your napkin on the floor. If you have a cubby, you don't have that problem. Just stuff the napkin in there. Then the whole time you're sitting there at dinner, you can't find your fucking napkin. It's where the fuck is that shit gone? You stand up, the napkin falls out. You still got your vape there, and you're like, all right, we're good. We're good. Man, I love this dive bar comedy. Thanks for having me here, guys. I really appreciate it. I'm trying to be more body positive, but I've been watching shows that are inspirational too. Has anybody been watching Queer Eye? Queer Eye for the Straight Guy on Netflix. There we go. We got some people. That show's fucking inspirational. I love that show. That show's it's just sad guys. It's just sad guys, and then there's 5 gay guys that just show up to make them feel better about themselves. I need that in my life. If I could hire 5 gay guys to just be my roommates and be there for me every morning and just tell me how amazing I am, I don't think I'd have body issues, I think I'd just be really confident. Then they'd wake up and they'd be like, you're serving me, woke up on the wrong side of the bed, realness. They'd be like, you're serving me, holding all-nighter to play video games, chic. You're serving me, I ain't chubby, that's my cubby. Oh man. So I did better in Palm Springs. No, I love gays. I love the gays. I love Queer Eye. It's my favorite show. It really is. But I was telling some of my straight friends about this. It's like, they're all like, oh, no, man, I'm not going to watch that shit. That's gay. It's always these straight guys with like toxic masculinity. They're so afraid of gay shit. And the funny thing about straight guys is they're like more gay than any gay guys I know. Like if you look at any straight guys in like a friendship, like there's more sexual tension in that friendship than any gay friendship I've ever seen. It's weird. It's crazy. They are, no, seriously, it's like I get, like people think wrestling, like wrestlers are tough, they're manly. Like I was a wrestler, like that's basically just like dressing up in spandex and like fucking like dry humping another dude into submission for 9 minutes. Like that's all that is. That's not a manly sport. That's really gay. And I used to do it. But I don't have a problem with it. I don't have a problem with my sexuality. Like if I'm straight, but like I can accept that another guy's attractive. Like I know what's hot, like what's not. I'm not blind. Right? I'm not the only one. All right, I'm not the only one. Right? Like yeah, if another guy's attractive, it's just as simple as that. Hot or not. Where was I going? Because I got distracted by hot guys. Totally straight. I love wrestling. No, seriously though, like wrestlers are weird, and they do this wrestling, and then they go take showers with other dudes. Like I've seen more dicks in a week than most people have seen in their lifetime as a wrestler. Like it's ridiculous. I'm like a towel whip away from being like, yes, queen. Obviously. I've been doing therapy this year. That's been pretty eye-opening. I love therapy. It's a good time. Don't act like none of you do it. We all need therapy these days. Therapy's great. I love therapy, but the thing about therapy is like, it's really expensive. Like, I got off my parents' insurance and on my own, it doesn't cover therapy, and I was like, it costs a lot of money to have one friend. Like one person who will listen. Like I was telling my dad about this, and my dad was like, therapy, is that the one that gives you drugs so you act like a normal person? He's like, no, Dad, that's a psychiatrist. They're two completely different things. Like for those of you who don't know, a psychiatrist is essentially a glorified drug dealer. And when I say glorified, I mean like qualified drug dealer. Like they went to 8 years of medical school to learn how to give you the perfect dose. And it's always like, they're way better than the actual drug dealer. It's like, you go over there and it's like, you don't have to like sit on some shitty futon. Like there's no tapestries on the wall. You don't have to watch Animal Planet. You're in and out in like 5 minutes. And they're always like, oh, listen, I've got some like, stuff. It's like it's experimental. It's on trial right now, but like this stuff will get you so high functioning. You're gonna be living your life day to day like you have no issues. I love psychiatrists. They're great. So I'm telling my dad this. My dad's like, drug dealer, great. That's awesome. That's covered by insurance, no problem. What's this therapy? Yeah, I love drugs. What's this therapy thing? He was like, what's this therapy thing? I was like, well, Dad, I go to therapists, I talk about my feelings, they help me, they help me figure out my shit, they help me get through life. And he's like, what are you gonna pay someone $400 a month to listen to you talk about your feelings? I was like, Dad, I pay them to listen because you won't. He was like, we'll pay them whatever they need, whatever they want. Is this conversation over? Pretty sad. No, my dad's a great guy. I'm kidding. My mom's the one that sucks. She's a lovely woman. No, my dad's a great guy, and I realize like opposites attract. Like I like to date girls that don't have great dads. Like I like girls with daddy issues, guys. And everybody, like you think I might be an asshole when you say like I like girls with like low self-esteem or something. It has nothing to do with them. It's because I thrive on low expectations. It's where I do best. Like, and I date smart. Like right now I'm dating like if you date a girl with daddy issues. And you don't show up to your sister's wedding, you send an I'm sorry text, you're probably doing better than your dad. And I date smart, I really do. I'm dating a Mexican girl right now, her dad got deported, so all I have to do is stay in the country. I stay in the country, I'm doing better than my dad. And a lot of people think I'm crossing the line when I say that. They think I'm crossing the line, but he crossed the border when he came in the country. People think that's crossing the line. So if anything, I'm doing as bad as your dad. All right, guys, you've been great. Love you. Check me out, elliotcomedy.com. Enjoy your night.
Attention all drinkers. Attention all drinkers. Do you like a smooth tasting vodka that goes down with no burn? How about Global Vodka, straight from Italy? Check it out. You can find it at global-vodka.com. Not only does it have a smooth, great taste, It also is gluten-free and organic for you health nuts. So try Global Vodka. You can find it at global-vodka.com, or next time you're in LA, check it out at Universal Bar and Grill. Hey, we are here on the Dive Bar Comedy Podcast, and we have got Brian Wohl. What's up?
Hi, Joe. How you doing? Good to see you. Merry Christmas. You guys have a good holiday?
Yeah, we did. We did.
Yeah, it was fun. We spent the Christmas with her parents, and it was actually her sister's wedding at the same time.
Congratulations. I was away from my family, and that was kind of fun. I did an orphan Christmas this year. Have you guys?
So you visited a lot of orphans in the orphanage?
No, I did take some in. I did have a couple of kids. I cooked. I made a ham. I did some butternut squash. It was very wholesome.
You made the ham, or you just bought a pre-made ham?
Oh no, I made that ham. I roasted it in the oven. It took like a whole day. It was good. Honey glaze and a little bit of brown sugar.
Wow, that's very impressive.
It just keeps me out of trouble. It's always important to stay out of trouble.
I like a guy that can cook. And that Honey Baked Ham store, they must only do business like 2 or 3 days out of the year, like Easter, Christmas, and maybe Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think that's it. But darn it, I'm gonna put those guys' kids through college. I'm gonna give them all that money for all that ham.
Brian Wohl, we're so happy to have you back on our show. We might end up getting this interview cut short because a band suddenly decided to play before our comedy show.
Well, it sounds good. Let's see what they got.
You ever done any musical things or anything besides comedy?
Yeah, I've been in. I was in Stranger Things, the musical. I did that out here in Hollywood, and every once in a while I did some musical things with BuzzFeed.
Singing?
Sometimes. Never really like the lead singer guy, but I can. Yeah.
Can you dance too?
Can I dance too? Yes, I can.
I like that.
Yeah, I can do quite a bit. It's fun.
Brian Wohl, he sings, he dances, he cooks. Ladies, are you single?
No, I'm afraid I'm not.
A guy like that is never single.
Yeah, we're rough to find.
All right, Brian, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Instagram, Twitter, at Brian Wohl, BrianWohl.
And we had you were at the Schoonerville show, right?
I'm trying to think. It was the Liquid Zoo. So I forget which town that was in, but yeah, we were at Liquid Zoo.
North Hollywood, yeah.
Okay, I know Liquid Zoo. We've been there a few times.
Yeah, that was a fun bar.
Anything unexpected that we could expect in your show tonight?
I'm talking about New Year's resolutions. It's a new year. It's going to be a new me, new philosophy.
That's perfect. This is our New Year's special.
Oh, I'm excited. I can't wait.
Yeah, my New Year's resolution is to make my abs even way better than what it is. What do you think? You know my abs, right? I'm trying to make it even better. I need to get more defined than what it is.
Okay, the abs for New Year's, that's a common resolution, I think. You're going to have a very busy gym for the first month or so.
Seriously?
No, this guy's consistent. GT is consistent in the gym. 5 days a week, no breaks.
Man, you're better man than me.
That's why he's got that V shape. Anyway, I feel like we're going to get blasted out of here any second now. Brian, I will wait until you're set to hear your resolutions. You're going to tell us, right?
Oh, you bet. I'll give you everything.
Nice. All right, can't wait to hear it. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Joe.
This is the bar. Who is drinking tonight? Yeah! There's a new vodka in town called Global Vodka. It's actually from Italy, and it's organic. And we are having $5 Global Vodka Martini special right now. So if anybody wants a martini, feeling sophisticated, or just want to get drunk, try Global Vodka. It's here at the bar. Thank you, guys. So we have another comic coming up. I already knew who it was. He just is telling me what I already know. He's a very funny guy. He's been on our shows before. He's somewhere out there. His name starts with a B. Last name started with... Oh, I see him coming to the stage. Welcome up, Brian Wohl.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you. Give it up for Modules, the band that played earlier. Yeah. I love a band that's confident enough to play Running with the Devil, because there's only like enough lyrics to cover about a third of the song. The rest, the lead singer just has to go, oh yeah, ah-ha! And he totally nailed it. So give it up for Modules. Yeah, gotta love it. So working on my New Year's resolution, I figured out new year, new me. You know, I feel like everybody here wants something new. And I realized in the year 2019, I'm done respecting the elderly. I'm done. In 2019, old people are canceled. I'm fucking done. All they want is for us to do whatever they want and then respect them. And I'm done. Remember back in the day when old people used to just die quietly and alone? Now we have old people, you know, they stay up, you know, we used to put them in a home and they would do crafts and then they would die in their 70s. Now they have the internet and they live until their 90s. We have to listen to these people. So my proposition for 2019 is that we take away old people's ability to access the internet, or maybe even vote. Maybe we should take away your right to vote. I think that's the thing. You know, in 2018, or I mean, I'd say this. So, in America, you can't vote until you're 18 years old. And the argument is that people under the age of 18, you know, they don't understand how society works. Their brains are developing, and they're gullible and selfish. Well, my argument is that everyone over the age of 70, in your last 18 years of life, you can't vote anymore because your brain is deteriorating, you don't understand how society works, and you're gullible and selfish. Old people are canceled in 2019. One thing that I'm actually really happy about, we're coming up in 2019, is the 1-year anniversary of weed being legal in Los Angeles. Yeah. It's a pro-weed crowd. Also seemingly a pro-old people crowd. Suck it. And I love the weed's legal. I live in Hollywood, and a lot of people are afraid of Hollywood. They think Hollywood's scary. But I gotta tell you, take 2 puffs, and Hollywood will turn into Sesame Street for you. All your friends and your neighbors are like animals, multiracial people, and people that live in garbage cans. It's a great time. And lucky for me, when I'm high, I'm great at numbers, spelling, and recognizing which one of these things is not like the other. Now with Sesame Street, a lot of people, they say, Bert and Ernie are gay. Bert and Ernie are gay. I was hearing this a lot. And the thing is the people that think that Bert and Ernie are gay are people who have never been so poor they're sexless. Have you ever been so poor you can't fuck? What's Bert gonna do? Be like, Ernie, turn around, don't look. I've got a lady over. No. Bert and Ernie are too poor to have girlfriends. But you know who does fuck is Kermit. Kermit has 2 great jobs. He's a field reporter for Muppet News, and then he's also the head writer, executive producer, director, and star of his own live-to-tape television show. So of course Kermit fucks. You look, Kermit comes home to Miss Piggy. You know, you bring home the bacon, you get the pork. That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Brian Wohl. Thank you very much for having me. It's a nice place. Old people are canceled. I'm fucking done.
Wow. I like old people too. You can't get up here and insult the elderly.
Yes, I can, and I just did.
Oh my gosh.
All right. Thanks for enjoying the show. Thanks a lot for listening. And keep listening to Dive Bar Comedy Podcast.
That's right, guys. And come see us live. You can check us out, GT's Comedy Jam, on Facebook. and find out all our live shows. We've got January 24th coming up, January 30th, and February 9th. Where are these places again?
We have January 24th at the Liquid Zoo in North Hollywood. It's on Sepulveda. And then we have January 30th at the Universal Bar and Grill. That's on Lancaster Boulevard, right across the street from North Hollywood Toyota. And then we have another one at Schoonerville on February 9th. And I think that's like a Saturday. And that one is in Canoga Park, Schoonerville, in SH. Starts with SH.
SCH. So
SCH. So Schoonerville in Canoga Park. Check it out and come out and show, to the show. Go to gtscomedyjam.com. You'll get more information and come up to us. Say hi to us. If you're a comic, hit us up. Let us know if you want to be on our show. And it's not too hard. Thanks a lot.